Good morning. Until I graduated high school and moved down to Dallas for college, St. Paul's was my church home. I attended services at other churches, but I found that my values and the way I prefer to worship aligned more with this church much more than any others. I loved being an acolyte, singing in the choir, and just being at service on any given Sunday. Though I was only marginally involved in church activities while getting my degree, I dove into church life headfirst upon moving to Cedar Rapids, Iowa to start my career. I found myself going from being a greeter to organizing the church's produce garden to finding my way onto the vestry. By my final year on vestry, I was serving as a senior warden, and I had learned more about the logistics of how a church operates than I ever thought I would. These years were during the pandemic, where attendance and donations dropped, while accommodations in many ways needed to increase. This is to say, I learned very directly how many things our donations are used for and how important they are to keeping all forms of services running. After our daughter was born and we moved back home to Fayetteville, and I returned with a significantly improved appreciation for what donations do for a church. But why do I donate, and why to St. Paul's? After my many exposures to different churches both here and in other states, I feel a profound appreciation for the quality of our clergy, our church facilities, our outreach, our community engagement, our music, and everything else that makes this church such an amazing community. As such, I have found that giving is a way for me to deepen my commitment to the church and to what God is doing here. It helps me feel connected and to know that this is really my church, even if it has been my church for my whole life. I invite all of us to consider what makes St. Paul's our home and what brings us back to the pews. For those who are newer to the church or are visiting, I hope that you are able to find something special here. Churches like ours can flourish thanks to the generosity of its congregants that have built something truly remarkable over the last century and a half, plus a few decades. I'm genuinely proud to call St. Paul's my home. The values that we share here during both our worship and as we engage with the community drive a vibrancy and energy in this community that I am excited to take part in and contribute to, financially or otherwise. For me, this is a place that I can grow most in my relationship with God and be emboldened to show the love of Christ in how I am and how I act. For me, stewardship is not an obligation, but rather a means to give back to this place that gives so much to me, its members, and the greater community. By giving back, I've come to learn to appreciate even more how important this place is to me and my family. Thank you.